I think I just buy too many books. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I have a new camera and microphone set up, so please bear with me as I figure out how to use that. Today I just wanted to do a book haul because in the past couple of months I have acquired a lot of books and I haven't done a book haul in a couple of months, so I figured it would be a good time to do that. So without further ado, let's get into the book haul. Okay, first up I have some Talia Hibbert books. I have Take a Hint Danny Brown and Act Your Age Eve Brown because I read Get a Life Chloe Brown last month, I believe, and I was obsessed. It was a 5 out of 5, so I was like, obviously I have to finish the trilogy. So I got these two. I haven't gotten to read either of them yet, but I really want to read them soon. It's just, I am such a mood reader, and when I finished Get a Life Chloe Brown, I immediately wanted to start the next one, but I had so many books to read for other projects on my TBR, so I just didn't get around to that. And now I'm like, do I really want to read this right now? So hopefully I can get to these soon, but my being a mood reader is just really screwing me over in terms of getting these read. But I love the covers so much, and I am so excited to read these. Next up, I have a few Shirley Jackson books. She is my favorite author, and I'm trying to collect all of her works, so I got a few to add to my collection. And I picked up The Witchcraft of Salem Village. I've already read this, but I did want to pick it up for my collection. And then I got two Penguin Classics editions of her books. I got The Road Through the Wall and The Sundial. Haven't read either of these, but I will read them at some point. I am trying to go through her books kind of slowly because I know that there won't be any more work of hers published, so I do want to kind of savor each of the books, but I got these two in April, I believe. So in April, I read The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller for my Reading Noelle Gallagher's Favorite Books video, and I read it as a library copy, and I was so obsessed with it that I just had to have my own copy. So I have The Song of Achilles in paperback, my own copy, and it is so beautiful. Like, this detail on this cover is just magnificent. I love it so much. But I just needed to own this because I am completely obsessed. And I love Achilles and Patroclus with all of my heart. I ship them. They're the best. I love them so much. Then after I read The Song of Achilles, I immediately also ordered Circe by Madeline Miller because I've heard really good things about this one, and it is another kind of Greek mythology retelling, and for some reason, that really floats my boat. I don't know why. I didn't think that I would enjoy that kind of story, but after reading The Song of Achilles, I was like, yes, I need more of this woman's writing. It is incredible, and this cover is also really beautiful. So I already own The Odyssey by Homer, but I wanted to have the source material for both of Madeline Miller's books, and I know that's like super nerdy, but what can I say? I was an English major. So I actually did pick up The Iliad by Homer, which is absolutely giant. I feel like this is like a textbook, like I should be reading this for a Greek mythology class. That's actually how I read The Odyssey for the first time. I read it in a Greek mythology college course. Will I read this soon? Probably not. It is like a giant classic book, but I would like to read it eventually because I read it at some point, I believe, or I read an abridged version of it when I was a kid, and I do really want to revisit it. Continuing with the Greek mythology retelling theme, I have The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. So this is apparently kind of a feminist retelling of the Iliad, kind of following the women of the Iliad and what happens to them after the Trojan War, I believe. So I really love this cover. It's really beautiful, but I am so excited to read this and kind of get a different perspective on the Iliad because, to be honest, everything to do with the Iliad is very male-centric and male-focused. So this should be really interesting, and I love the female characters in this story, so very excited about this one too. Continuing on with the sort of classics thread, my brother picked up these two for my birthday. This is Love's Labour's Lost and King Lear by Shakespeare, obviously. This is the Pelican Shakespeare editions, and they are my absolute favorite editions of Shakespeare. I love the illustrations on the covers of these. They're so beautiful. And I have a whole collection of these, so my brother wanted to pick up two of these for my collection. Oh wow, the back of this one I need to show you. Isn't that just so beautiful? Next up, I have one of the Wings of Fire books by Tui T. Sutherland. This is Forge Your Dragon World, and this is basically a workbook, which I feel like I am solidifying the fact that I am not only a nerd, but also a child. But you know what? That's okay. We like what we like, right? So yeah, this is basically just a workbook for children that takes you kind of through how Tui T. Sutherland creates her characters and her world. So yeah, there's just kind of a lot of prompts about writing and developing your characters and your story. And I am very excited to fill this out, though I do think it'll probably take a while because I am afraid of ruining this book. So until I have like the perfect idea, I'm probably not going to use it. Next up, I have another used book. This was actually a donation at the library that I work at, and I ended up taking this one home. And it's about this boy who starts using drugs and lashing out, as the back flap says. And basically, he either commits a crime or doesn't, and it's just about his parents trying to figure out if he did. And it sounds interesting. I hope that I enjoy this, though with thrillers and that kind of book, it's kind of hit or miss for me. So we'll see if I enjoy it, but I couldn't not pick it up if it was literally going to get thrown in the trash. So looking forward to reading this one. Next up is a book that Noelle Gallagher, one of my favorite YouTubers, has recommended recently, and it is The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Disha Filya, I believe. And this is a short story collection that was a National Book Award finalist. And Noelle Gallagher said that this was an incredible read. And she doesn't really read short stories, so it was a new kind of format for her. I read a lot of short stories and short story collections. So on the back it says, the 9 stories in this collection feature 4 generations of characters grappling with who they want to be in the world, caught as they are between the church's double standards and their own needs and passions. So that sounds right up my alley. I'm super excited to read this soon. And if Noelle Gallagher says it's good, I'm sure she's right. I'm sure it's amazing. Okay, if you follow my channel at all, you might know that I am a Charco Press fangirl because they published Die My Love by Ariana Horowitz, which is one of my all-time favorite books. I read this for a translated literature vlog, and I loved it so much it became one of my all-time favorite books. But yeah, after reading both of Ariana Horowitz's books, I immediately had to go out and buy some other books by Charco Press because this small press basically just publishes translated from Spanish works. So they translate the works from Spanish to English, and the covers are all so beautiful. The translations are incredible, and I'm so excited to read these. So from Charco Press, I got Dead Girls by Selva Almada, and this is sort of a thriller, I believe. So I'm really excited to see if I like thrillers that are translated better, if it has any kind of different effect on me because of the language. So I'm very excited to read this, and the cover is super interesting as well. Then I also picked up The Wind That Lays Waste by Selva Almada. Her books just sounded super interesting, so I didn't even realize I was picking up 2 of them, but turns out that I did. So hopefully I really enjoy this one too, and also beautiful cover. All of these books just have incredible covers. Charco Press is amazing at cover design. I also picked up Loop by Brenda Lozano. Looks like this. And then finally from Charco Press, I got The German Room by Carla Malindi? I'm not sure, but it looks like that. So next up, I have a few books that my best friend got me for my birthday, and I got Friedrich Bachmann's Anxious People, which I have been wanting to read for a while and just never picked up because it was a hardcover. So my friend picked this up for me, and it was a total surprise. I was not expecting it. And then she picked up this book for me that I've never heard of before, and it is A Single Thread by Tracy Chevalier, and I believe this is a World War II book, question mark? Not sure. But it is a historical fiction, so this sounds super interesting. I don't usually read historical fiction, but I'm excited to give this a read and see if I enjoy it. Then I picked up Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan. So this is one of Carly Thorne's, or UnCarly on YouTube, one of her favorite books of all time. And I really wanted to give it a read because she said it was kind of Sally Rooney-esque, and I did really like Normal People. So I'm hoping to give this one a read soon, and I also really love the cover for this one. Next up, I have Days of Distraction by Alexandra Chang. So I've heard a bunch of good things about this one, actually nothing but good things. I picked this one up when I went to this really cute place for my 21st birthday. It is a kind of bar slash bookshop, which was just so fun because the books were really curated, and so I had some cider and got a book, and it was just really fun. So my friend bought me this one when we went to the bookshop, and it was such a fun time, but the cover is really beautiful, and I've heard, like I said, amazing things about this, so excited to get to this one soon, hopefully. And then finally, I have 2 books by Mary Gateskill. First is This Is Pleasure, and I've already read this one. It is an incredible book. It kind of re-examines the Me Too movement in sort of a different perspective that you probably haven't heard of before. And it was very, very interesting, and the writing was absolutely stunning. So after I finished this one, I knew I had to pick up more of her work, so I ended up getting Bad Behavior, which is a short story collection. And I am so excited to read this because I just need more of her writing in my life. It was so incredible. So looking forward to reading this one. I hope I get to read this one soon. This is honestly probably the book that I want to read the most right now, so I may or may not forego my TBR in order to read this. We'll find out. This is a giant stack of books. Holy shit. I did also want to show you that the same day that I filmed this, I went out to a bookshop with my boyfriend, and he got me Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan, as well as the complete short stories of Hemingway, which I've had my eye on forever, and it is a giant book. It's very floppy, which I appreciate, but I am so excited to dive into this one as well. So that is my entire book haul. I have a giant stack of books here that I now have to put away, so I'm gonna go do that, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these, feel free to let me know what you think of them. No spoilers though, please. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.